Welcome back, sports fans. It's the Super Bowl. Bump, bump, bump. Bump, bump. Welcome back to the Visitor Parking Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Vargas, and you are about to watch the best, the baddest, the greatest EA Sports. It's in the game. We have a Super Bowl upon us. And a lot of people are calling this the boring Super Bowl, the worst Super Bowl, the cruelest Super Bowl. I mean, it's not the Cleveland Browns versus the Carolina Panthers. So, yes, things could be worse. But we have a matchup here between the New England Patriots, boo, and the Seattle Seahawks. The New England Patriots have appeared in 11 total Super Bowls since the start of the Lombardi Trophy. The Seattle Seahawks will be making their fourth appearance to face the New England Patriots. So it is clearly a heavy favored franchise versus a newer up-and-coming franchise. First and foremost, we're going to visit some food stations. Everybody knows that the Super Bowl is not always about football. Even though football brings this country together, sometimes Super Bowl is about the party. Super Bowls can be about the food. Super Bowls can be about the music, the halftime show. This is right up there with Thanksgiving. It's right up there with Christmas. It's one of those shows where you can have a soda with dinner and an alcoholic beverage. My favorite kind of party, because most parties you go to as an adult, you get to have an alcoholic beverage. Not often is it socially acceptable to pop a Coca-Cola or a Sprite as well, and have that sitting out there. For some of my big backs out there, you will know what I'm talking about. I want to get right into it, guys. We're going to be discussing the top 5 all-time Super Bowl foods. At least this is going to be Alex's version. Let's get into it. Number 1, pigs in a blanket. Oh, wee, little pigs in a blanket. Oh, wee. The best Super Bowl commercial of all time. Wee. Pigs in a blanket is probably the staple football food. I think we have it usually in the fall time for the openers for the football season. And before we get into the food, time out. Before we get into the food, I would like to discuss how far we've come this season. When we think back to football, for a lot of you, if you're like me, it started with your fantasy drafts over July and August. Taking it all the way into my birthday, September, October, November, December, January football, if you were lucky enough to be in the January football playoffs, all the way to where we are now, February, the dead of winter. It's cold. You're sad. Seasonal depression is here. After this, you don't have anything until spring, baby. You got NBA mixed in there a little bit, but we all know NBA isn't the same with the decline of the king, and a lot of the players just aren't that exciting as they used to be in the NBA. We're missing our new LeBron James. There is a bit of a talent gap between the old guard and the new guard coming into the league. So all we have to look forward to from now until spring and summer is the Masters, and that'll be here before you know it too, maybe, but that could be a long time. I don't even think does the Masters come on in spring, or is that summer? I don't know. But all I know is that we started this journey in the perfect time of year when the weather was crisp and the leaves were falling and fall was in full stride. And we've probably all come a long way since September. So let's take a moment, take our hats off to recognize the 2025-2026 NFL season. Thank you for that. We have the food, the staple big back section. So we're going to do a little segment here on Visitor Parking. Top 5 big back foods, Alex Vargas special. Number 1, pigs in a blanket. Wee. Also one of my top 5 NFL commercials that we can get into later. But pigs in a blanket is by far the football staple food. We had it probably at our opener parties in the fall. You throw it in there when you're feeling down on a Sunday. Makes the day better. You put a little mustard in there, a little ketchup. So I ain't coming to the function if there ain't pigs in a blanket. And the number one question you should be asking before you accept that invite is, will there be pigs in a blanket? Who's bringing the pigs in a blanket? It shouldn't even, it's 2026. It's 2026. You shouldn't really even have to ask who's bringing the pigs in a blanket. You should already have the assigned pigs in a blanket guru. Maybe it's your mom, maybe it's an aunt, maybe it's an uncle, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's the girlfriend or the soon to be ex-girlfriend. Maybe it's that one toxic relationship that you know you're about to see on Sunday. Who knows? But they're going to be bringing pigs in a blanket, so it makes it all a little bit better. Number 2. Barbecue nachos, and I did not stutter. I did not say nachos with cheese and bacon. Barbecue nachos. Barbecue nachos consist of pulled pork, a little bit of cheese on top, maybe some scallions and onions sprinkled in there. Oh, it's the best. Number 3, chili. Number 3 is chili. I think that chili is a football staple food. It is a comfort food. I like my chili a little spicy. And if you have a chance to go to a house where there is chili, I hope it's good chili. Honestly, it's really hard to mess up chili. But if you're at a house that's lucky enough where people bring 2 types of chili or 3 different chilies, if you have a chili cook-off on a Super Bowl, a chili cook-off Super Bowl you can't miss when there's multiple people mix and match in their chilies. One is sweet, one is hot and spicy, one is mild, one kind of just tastes like refried beans. That's okay too. But yeah, chili is an all-time staple food for Super Bowl parties, let alone football parties. So number 4 on the list is fried chicken. I'm not talking about KFC, the Colonel fried chicken. I'm talking about somebody just has to bring some chicken nuggies. They could be from Chick-fil-A from Saturday. They could be Wendy's chicken nuggets. I just need a chicken strip or a chicken nugget in my mouth before the kickoff. You know, I want a nice Dr. Pepper or Coke to wash that down with, but there has to be some sort of fried chicken at the function. Number 5 on the list is not really a food group, but we talked about this earlier, but it's soda. Because nothing I enjoy more than popping open a nice Coca-Cola before the kickoff, maybe washing all that sodium and all that fatty fried food down with a little soda pop. And it's okay to have some alcohol too, but this is the one event where you can have just a regular soda by itself and no one can judge you because it's the Super Bowl. And usually somebody brings something. So if you're looking for foods to bring to a Super Bowl party and you've never brought them, these 5 I hope can help you out. If you got invited to a Super Bowl party and you are maybe single, alone, divorced, widowed, or you just have never gone to a Super Bowl party, and the host says, if you ask the host, hey, what can I bring? Can I bring something? And they go, no, don't bring anything. You're good. Don't fucking show up with nothing. If you're getting invited to a Super Bowl party, fucking come with something, whether that be a snack, a bag of chips, soda. I mean, you can never have enough Super Bowl snacks. I mean, I don't think I've ever walked away from a Super Bowl with a ton of leftovers. So bring the snacks. A lot of people will criticize this list because I didn't put buffalo chicken dip on there. I just don't care for it. Have it, don't have it. I'll be fine without it. But I know a lot of people do love buffalo chicken dip, so that is always something you can bring because everybody makes buffalo chicken dip differently. I prefer a lot of spice. Some people prefer sweet. Up to you. But don't be that asshole that shows up empty-handed. Even if the host said no, we're just saying that to be nice. We don't really mean it. We're stressed all day trying to get you over. We want you to bring something that we didn't bring or just leave it there. Don't be George Costanza who takes your loaf of bread home with them. All right, let's talk about drinking. Is it okay to drink before the Super Bowl? What's an appropriate drinking schedule? Is there a perfect buzz to get before a Super Bowl? What time do you want to be buzzed on? Should the clock strike 6:30 and the kickoff be there and you don't have a seat? We're going to answer all of your questions on this podcast. Just wait with me 1 second. In terms of drinking the night before, this is an intentional and unintentional move. Some of the best Super Bowls I ever watched were with a massive hangover. If you have children, fair warning, being hungover is not as fun as it was when you were young and had no responsibilities of children. So if you do not have children and you want to go out the night before, do a little binge drinking, get hungover, show up to the function, lay down on the couch, sweat it out, have some good food. Honestly, that's one of the most acceptable days to be hungover, in my opinion. Now, I had friends who used to intentionally just not be hungover for the Super Bowl. I always thought that was kind of weird. But I drank a lot. I don't drink liquor anymore. I try not to drink as much as I used to. So my drinking is toned down, but I will be having a couple beers and some sodas. But let's get into the proper Super Bowl schedule. Okay. Cue the music. I don't know if I can play that. NFL has rights. But anyway, the proper Super Bowl schedule. Let's say your day starts at 8 a.m. Let's say you're an adult like me. On the weekend, you're at 8. You're up at 8, 8 to 9, you're up. 8 a.m. Until 12 p.m., that is your time to do activities with the kids. If you want to take them to a park, take them to a park. If you want to go to a trampoline park, go to a trampoline park. I would highly suggest getting their energy out in the morning is probably the best thing to do, because if you want to be able to enjoy the Super Bowl, and that's the only time those kids have got to play the entire weekend, oh boy, they'll be enjoying the Super Bowl. You'll be enjoying watching them, cry when you're trying to get them to go to bed. It's not good. So 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., that is your time to play with your kids, get some stuff done around the house, clean. I don't think you're going to relax a lot during that window. 12 p.m. until 3 p.m., this is ideal rest time. Take a rest, have a wank, work out, do whatever it is that makes you feel good from 12 to 3. That is your time. Now, we're going to get into the tricky part, because people are about to start coming over. Moms, uncles, dads, relatives, friends are going to want to come over early, help you cook, set a healthy boundary before that. Figure out a good time for that to be. Discuss your plan. What time is your mother coming over? What did she say? What time do you need me to be ready by? Get that all under control before, so you know exactly when you should be showered by, because if you need to be ready, sometimes 6:30 is kickoff. People want to be in that door by 4 or 5, and I don't blame them. It's a Super Bowl. We're going to get into couch seating in a minute, so hold your horses. But, you're going to meet people probably right around 5 to 5:30. That's fair game for people to come over. What is too early to come over for a Super Bowl? If you don't know the people, don't show up before 5. If they say come at 5:30, they're probably being specific. Go at 5:30. If they say anytime after 5 is fine, that's a good window. That's okay. Anybody that's telling you to come at 6 or 6:30, they don't know football. You shouldn't go watch it at their house. It's probably not going to have the right foods. They don't know what they're doing. That's not good vibes. If they're telling you to come at 6, kickoff is at 6:30. You don't need to be there. That just go to somewhere else's house. Invite your friends over. You'll have a much better time. Okay, now listen to me, guys. This is important. Where the fuck are you sitting? What is the best couch seating? If you even have a spot on the couch, do you have friends, family? Where are you watching it? What time are you getting to your seat? How are you holding down your seat? Are you calling dibs? Are you in a 5-minute household? Do you have siblings or younger children who will abduct your seat? These are all things you got to think about that you're not thinking about. I've drawn a map here, which I'll show on the screen, but basically, there are 2 good spots to sit. End here and here. This is a lazy boy. Lazy boy end-to-end TV. I've marked the bad spots with X's. These are sweat zones. People will be crowding you shoulder to shoulder. These are not good places to sit. My God. Or if you're a child, you're sitting in the middle there. If you're behind the couch on a heavier stool, you will be kind of sore. But the convenient part about the bad seats here, guys, is you will be able to get some snacks. You'll have easier access to the bathroom and the kitchens. You might even want to, bring some dude wipes, bring some toilet paper if you're going to a party and you've got a ways to drive. But here is one of the most common fights that couples have on the Super Bowl, especially these are my couples with kids. If you have small children and they will not get to watch the entire Super Bowl, I want you to discuss what time are the kids going down, who's putting which kid down, and what point is this taking place during the game. Are you doing it before the halftime show? I don't recommend that one. Are you going to bite the bullet and let the kids watch the halftime show with you? Are they watching the entire Super Bowl with you? What if it is a close game? Do you have an emergency plan if one of the kids is having a riot during the halftime show and everybody's trying to watch it? Who's going to be taking who up to bed, and how long is that routine going to be? These are all things you got to think about. I'm sorry, but this is the life is in the details. You have to plan logistically for this kind of thing. So me and my wife have not had this conversation yet. But today we got a couple days till the Super Bowl, so I will be having the conversation with her. We will have a plan. My personal advice, if you have multiple children, is just don't fight it. Let them stay up till after the halftime show. After the halftime show, they're going to bed. If the kids are showing signs of weakness, if they're showing tantrums, you have until, I would give you 5-minute warning. I would 7 minutes before. I'd say 10 minutes before. Okay, 10 minutes before halftime. That's bedtime. If one of them is acting out and they need to go to bed, if they can't handle their iPad or if they can't be around and they're throwing a fit, you have to put them to bed no later than 10 minutes. If your wife is cool with it, you got to discuss that shit up front, motherfucker, because she won't be cool with it if her whole family and all her friends are over and you're the one making her put her to bed. You better both just go at that point. If there are signs that there's going to be a fight between you and your partner, or if it seems stressful, you both should just go put the kid down, especially if they're under 2. Just go do it. Go help her out. Moral support. Maybe have a kiss, have a schnog, whatever. You might get lucky. Who knows? But yeah, that's my Blitz. Thank you for guys for watching the Blitz. We've discussed food. We've discussed drink. We've discussed how much you should drink. Actually, we did not. We're going to go into that real quickly. How much you should drink depends on the crowd that you're at. Depends on the crowd you're around, should I say. If you're with the in-laws and they're a happy bunch, drink as much as you want. If you're with your family and they already don't like your drinking, drink as much as you want. I'm just kidding. But I would say the only time you should probably watch your drinking is if you don't know your enemy, if you don't know the surroundings, if it's a first date, if you haven't met the girl before, or her family, if it's the first time around a new set of friends, maybe just stick to beer and soft drinks. Don't stick, the hard liquor might be just too much for you. But here's what I know about this year's Super Bowl, and we're going to get into it. The New England Patriots face off against the Seattle Seahawks. The New England Patriots were a franchise founded in 1959. They were a part of the AFL, which was the American Football League, that would later become the National Football League. A lot of you who don't know that, probably like me, I did know it, but I didn't really know it till I Googled it. Well, I don't Google shit. I use ChatGPT. But the New England Patriots were founded in 1959. The year of my birth, 1994, everything changed for the New England Patriots. They were bought by none other than Robert Kraft. And yes, this is the Kraft family, like Kraft mac and cheese, macaroni. This is the thing that you're feeding your kids through the Super Bowl, the thing that maybe you are making for yourselves during the Super Bowl. Kraft bought the team, and it did not take him longer than 2004 to win his first Super Bowl. And they had 11 Super Bowl appearances in total. They bring on a guy, none other than the greatest quarterback, greatest athlete of all time, Tom Brady. He has 7 Super Bowl rings in total, 6 of them with the New England Patriots. He could not have done it without his coach, Bill Belichick. Tom Brady was drafted 199th pick in the draft. He was Mr. Irrelevant. So his story is fantastic. He did not have the Michael Jordan story of buzzer beater North Carolina, greatness of, won all these games. I mean, Tom was, he played for Michigan. He got he got 1 year as a starter. And then he played for the NFL, and he sat in the bench until this quarterback, I think it was Drew. This is off my top of my head. Drew Longhorn. I forget what his name. Drew Stidham. Who is the quarterback that Tom Brady unseated? Who is the QB? Tom unseated. Tom Brady unseated Drew Bledsoe. So when Drew went out, Drew never came back in. Tom and Bill went on to 9 Super Bowl appearances. They won 6 of them together. The years that they won Super Bowls were in 2002, 2004, 2005, 2015, 2017, and the last one, 2019. They had Tom and Bill, one of the best dynamic pairings in all of the NFL. They went back to back to back a couple different times, I think. I don't know if they had 2004, 2005, 15, 17, and 19. A couple notable players. Obviously, Scottie Pippen was Rob Gronkowski. Won most of the Super Bowls with him, I do believe. And just, I remember as a Ravens fans having to play against Tom Brady and the Patriots, just unbeatable at times. Nobody appreciates a guy like Tom Brady really until one, you're a Patriots fan and you get to watch that and you get to win behind him, or two, you're playing against the guy and then the guy's gone. Because it was like the Ravens, we couldn't do anything when Tom Brady was there. It was like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. I mean, Joe Flacco had to beat Tom Brady back in 2012, 28-23. He scored 3 passing touchdowns. We had Ray Rice, Anquan Bolden, Torrey Smith. Just a great team that year that allowed us to get on to the Super Bowl. Oh, Ray Rice, what a character. But yeah, that's all I can tell you about the New England Patriots because I don't know shit about shit. This is the most boring current Super Bowl I think the Patriots have appeared in. I don't want to talk about the Patriots. I don't want to research them. I think this team is kind of a one and done. They have Stephon Diggs, Ramondre Stevenson, and Drake May. Good defense. I think one of the things that I get in a lot of trouble with is telling everybody that the Patriots have the best O-line in football, but let me tell you, their O-line is massive. Drake May has tons of time back there. He can have 6 to 7 seconds. I stand by that I was at the game. Drake May is a fantastic quarterback. I do believe that the Patriots should win this game, but we're going to pan over to another team that was founded a little bit later. I think they were in like the 60s, 70s. The Seattle Seahawks come about. This will be their 4th Super Bowl appearance. They had the Pete Carroll era. They had Marshawn Lynch. They faced off against the Patriots before. Russell Wilson, when Russell Wilson was great, maybe before he met Sierra. I don't know. But yeah, Seattle has a great defense this year. I think that, I'm sorry, I'm not talking about it too much, but Seattle Seahawks defense. Who is on Seattle's defense this year? On Seattle Seahawks, they have DeMarcus Lawrence, Mike Morris, Leonard Williams, Byron Murphy, Jaron Reed, Riley Mills, Ernest Jones IV, Ukeka Nwosu, Drake Thomas, Devon Witherspoon, Kobe Bryant, RIP, Julian Love, Josh Joby, Rick Woolen. They have a couple rotational guys, Shamir Jean-Charles, Shaquille Griffin. I think that's the guy with one arm, Namia Precht. So historically, the Seahawks have had a pretty good defense. I mean, if you think about the Legion of Boom, they've always had linebackers, a good secondary, heavy hitters, and I think this year we saw a lot of that. I saw Seattle's defense in the end zone a lot on ESPN. But my final score prediction for the Super Bowl, I think I have going to change it because I think defense wins championships. I think Seattle wins 28-23. I think it will be a nail-biter. Drake May, you are great, but I don't think you're great enough to beat a real defense, and you haven't played them all year. So I think the Seattle Seahawks will beat the New England Patriots. The Super Bowl is being held in San Francisco. So Bay Area, hit me up if you're out there. I will be out there for the game. I won't be out there. I'll be watching it from my couch from the grade A seats. But that's about it for my show, guys. I hope you guys have a great Super Bowl. We will see you guys back after the Super Bowl to discuss and, what else we've got to discuss in sports. And sorry for all of you guys who have commented, why aren't I wearing my Ravens jersey? I don't wear the jersey out of season, so that's just not going to happen. It kind of gets tucked away. I feel like it's disrespectful to wear it out of season, but who knows? Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a great Super Bowl. We've got Bad Bunny in the we have Bad Bunny in the Super Bowl. God, last year they picked Kendrick Lamar and the whole beef when Kendrick ruined music in America and we didn't have to hear Drake anymore and we didn't get to hear Drake anymore. Drake has disappeared for years. Drake, please, we love you. Please come back, Drake. They know what they're doing by picking Bad Bunny when we have the most racist, ignorant president in the NFL, in the world. Is Donald Trump going to be at the game? Who knows? I had a bad dream about ICE last night coming to deport my ass. So anyway, fuck ICE. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck ICE. Fuck Donald Trump. Have a great Super Bowl, everybody.